Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? We're back again with another daily Casper and crypto live stream, and so far it looks like Casper is acting in the way that we were talking about yesterday, about how 10 cents, of course, could potentially be a very, very tough critical level of resistance for Casper. After all, Casper was holding above 10 cents for well over a year before we saw it come back down fairly recently, or we saw it come back down at the beginning of the year in February. So it's not going to be easy to break above this level of resistance here. But in saying that, the volume for Casper is rising, the FOMO for Casper is rising, the developments for Casper is rising, and even crypto as a whole as well. Right now, the general market is looking up. If you look at the S&P 500 SPX, we can see that it is currently seeing a bit more of a positive rally right now, currently up 1.78% on the daily time frame. So right now the S&P 500 is looking up. Of course, the M2 supply is also going up more and more. Gold's seeing a bit of a correction today, which is probably just a sign of, yes, right now it's not the time to buy. But ultimately right now, a lot of stuff is still looking very, very bullish. Turbo's up 50%, XCN up 16%, Sui is up 13%, which we'll talk about a little bit in today's stream. Casper right now is down roughly 3.94% on the daily time frame, which is valued at 9.5 cents. And if we take into account that Casper was literally at the beginning of this month down to 5.3, 5.4 cents. We saw it rally up 83%. Now it has come back a little bit, but still up 77, 78% right now. And again, we are counting down the days. We are now 12 days, I believe, and counting until we see Casper 2.0 released to us all. And we see likely a lot more bullish momentum following that as well, with the Casplex team seemingly releasing their smart contract and or stablecoin developments very soon afterwards, not the very same day. And then Igra Labs, a bit more labour, but still coming out in Q2, potentially Q3 as well. So things are still looking up, in my belief. And again, we know they're staying. Don't be emotional, be logical. Still a lot more to come, and we'll get into all of that in today's stream, as always, including today's title, which is going to be predominantly talking about Grayscale. We saw a big announcement yesterday from Casper regarding Grayscale, and seemingly it's been reverted. So we're talking to that in today's stream, and also then the reason why Sui is pumping today as well is also seemingly because of Grayscale as well. But if you enjoy these streams like we did yesterday, then feel free to leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Tony brother, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing very, very well. First, second, you know it, you are here and doing good, hopefully. You too, Eternal Nightman, welcome back. Yo to you too, and you too, Falco, welcome back, my man. Fourth, sixth, yeah, Tony is loving it today. Creative stuff to see. Andy, my man, welcome back again. I've got 14 today. Keep stacking, brother. Cannot say enough. Your conviction in Casper is paramount. It's incredible. It's absolutely insane. So yes, keep stacking, brother, and hopefully you'll have a very, very impressive bag by the end when Casper does have that blow off top that I think we will hopefully see later on. Welcome back, Stu. Hope you're doing very well as well, and you too, Gazzy, as well. Casper is king, you know it. Mr. Miles, welcome back, brother. First, ignore everybody else mentioned before this. Okay, will do. Noted, Mr. Miles is now officially first. Bitcoin breaks 95k. I think Casper will break 10 cents too. After that, we will just see an increase again even without Bitcoin. And in regards to that comment, I think there is a possibility of such. Bitcoin is currently doing quite well. It's only up 0.12% on the daily time frame. So it's not really moving today, but we have seen a big rally from Bitcoin over the past 3 or 4 days. Yesterday we saw Bitcoin up 6-7%, which for Bitcoin is insane. Bitcoin is, a massive, it's the biggest asset in this space. It's got almost $2 trillion market cap. So when Bitcoin rallies this much, that's a very big deal. And for me, I think and it's a big if, because again, it's still quite early to call that. But if you see Bitcoin, in my belief, and I will be conferring with C Crypto, who is our experienced trader in the VIP group, on his thoughts as well. But from my personal belief, should we break 96k Bitcoin right here, and we actually make a clean break above it, that for me will be a good indicator that we're going to start making a push back up as well. I mean, either way, we had this, downwards trend with Bitcoin going lower highs and lower lows for quite some time. And now we have seen Bitcoin quite cleanly shoot above that, making a higher high. So this could potentially be a fake out. It does again depend heavily on the macro news, which we're going to cover in today's stream as well, with Trump and China. We do have some very interesting updates about that as well. But should we see Bitcoin break 96k, I do think that will be a good indicator that the bull run is heating up and the rally will start. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is still at all-time highs, 94.38%. Still very, very high. So ultimately, wherever Bitcoin goes, the market tends to follow. But think about it again. Altcoin season is still going to happen this cycle. You're seeing all the level of ETFs wanted to come through from the institutional investors. So you're going to see alts rally most definitely in the cycle as well. And Casper is going to be along for that ride, in my belief, as well. Still very, very early. And I think to respond to that comment effectively, yes, I think should Casper break 10 and equally 11 cents, I think that could be a very crucial indicator and arguably the sign, an indicator that we're going to see Casper just make this push back up to all-time highs, go above it, and from there on out as well. And that's also if Casper does follow along to the M2 supply as well. Should we quickly align it out, we can see here M2 supply suggests that Casper should be reaching somewhere around the 30 cents region by July, August time. And that is still without the money printing or rate cuts from America yet. We're still waiting on those. So the M2 supply is right now up here, and it's definitely going to go higher throughout the rest of the cycle as well. So if Casper followed the M2 supply, which, it's always been outperforming it so much, but if it starts following the M2 supply, which is kind of aligning right now with like Bitcoin is, we'll see Casper rally up higher. And then, by the way, the M2 supply is just the money in the economy. Think about, again, this is just the money in the economy right now, and that's how crypto ascertains this portion of it. Then think about all the level of institutional adoption we're going to get with regulatory stablecoin bills and market structure bills, and then ETFs. So you might see the M2 as a good indicator for where Bitcoin could go and crypto could go, and then potentially even rally higher than that with all the regulatory foundations being laid out. Again, Bitcoin following the M2 as well, we can see it puts Bitcoin in and around 130k. Again, in a similar time frame, and it could very much go high in the cycle. Again, just to reiterate, M2 is not a silver golden bullet. It's not 100%. It's an 80% correlation, so it's still very accurate for the most part. So it's not a bad indicator, but don't take it as the Bible, if you will, or don't take it as Holy Grail. But it is still interesting to note, and another indicator you could potentially use to help devise your investment strategies to help predict where the cycle is going to probably go. But of course, we look at a lot more about that in these streams, about a lot more indicators taken into account, and equally in more detail in the VIP group again as well, where you can find out even more indicators and market catalysts and find out exactly what we're looking at and how we're going to adjust the market going forward as well, this cycle and cycle to come as well. So you want to find out more about that stuff, 7-day free trial, links down below in the description, and also on the homepage here as well, www.wop.com/coin-factory. Welcome back, Dimitar, man. Thanks to your efforts. I appreciate you all, and you especially. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you all once more for watching and tuning in for today's stream, and daily as well. I mean, I do this every single day, but you guys tune in every day as well, so it's also a testament to you all as well. What conviction? I don't know, Andy. Maybe it's just not even conviction, it's the love of the game, Maybe it's just a habit. Maybe you're addicted. Who knows? But either way, it's still so, inspirational. So I, keep up the good work, brother. Welcome back, Devious, bro. You're doing very, very well. And you too, Justin. Let's go, family. You know it. First to be locked in a dungeon with XRP Maxi J. Okay, so now the XRP Maxi claims are coming back as well. Fantastic. I love that. Please don't. What's up, Rosario? Hello, all. Welcome back, my man. I have some USDT and USDC left, which I didn't spend in at the bottom. Now I'm not sure what to do. Doesn't look like the idea of FOMOing in. FOMOing in is always a high risk, high reward, because again, there's a possibility you FOMO in and Casper comes back down a little bit more. The way I can perceive it is, for me personally, again, not financial advice, for me personally, I would like to believe that this was most definitely the bottom for Casper. Again, Black Swan, unforeseen events are always possible. Trade war, actual war, whatever it may be. We could see potentially another crash. Anything's possible. That's the whole idea of a Black Swan. So again, adjust your risk accordingly. But for me right now, I'd like to believe the economy is now on an uptrend, looking a little bit better right now. And I think Casper's been priced in right now at the bottom at around the 5.5 cents. So for me, going below this, again, while entirely possible, is much more unlikely right now. Also, my belief in that is supported by the fact that 8 cents proved to be a very, very strong level of support and or resistance as well throughout Casper's timeline, and we just broke above it, which therefore means now we've broken above it. This will now become a support, not a resistance. So therefore means if Casper does come down over the next couple of days or so, it should hopefully find support here and then rebound and reverse, going back up again and retesting 10 cents. And with what's coming through to Casper very soon, again we're talking the 10 BPS and everything else, I think it's likely we'll see that happening. So to kind of get to the actual point of your comment, my man Eternal, do your own research, trade your own discretion, as always. But if Casper was to make, let's just say, for argument's sake, like people are saying right now, $1, then, you know, does it really matter in the grand scheme of things if you get in here or get in down here? You obviously you will make a bit more from getting down here, but as a wise man, Bingo Bango, once said, time in the market is better than trying to time the market. That's why a lot of us here choose the investment strategy of this DCA and putting in a small portion bit by bit. While the markets were correcting heavily, holding stables is perfectly fine. Because again, stables will stay flatlined and, you know, provided they're backed properly, stablecoins will just stay, you know, neutral. They're stablecoins, you know. So XRP or whatever, Casper, all these assets have come down considerably from their all-time highs. Stablecoins would have stayed the same. So holding them then was smart. And even now, holding it's not a problem. But if you want to allocate, then DCA could be a good strategy for you, my man. I knew Grayscale would come to their senses. Yes, so we'll get into that right now before we get into any more announcements. And yes, again, Turbo is doing crazy right now. We did speak about that briefly. I know Cody, one of my mods in my my Discord server, my free server, did mention on Turbo being a decent buy. And we have spoke about it previously, actually, as well, before we get to the Grayscale post. I apologize, but we can see Turbo here. Yeah, Turbo's done absolutely parabolic recently, which is funny. And I did actually, those who may be saying, I did actually check out Crypto John's Twitter out of curiosity, and out of curiosity, and then when I checked out Crypto John's Twitter page, and he has been saying about, you know, oh, he bought DCA to bought the bottom of Turbo, which I suspected he would have done. If he sold his whole bag of Turbo, then that would have been, you know, quite a massive fumble. Buying on the top here, selling down here would have been the biggest fumble. But yes, Turbo came down here. I had highlighted in previous streams that this was quite a strong level as a buy signal here, which of course Turbo came down below that, and then equally here was another level of support. And then where it came down to at the bottom here, 90% down, this also did seem to be another level of support for Turbo as well, which is where it did reject. And we've seen Turbo go on a very, very, very parabolic tear since then as well, peaking today since that bottom down there of almost a 4x. Currently, it is a 3x up from that point now, and even then just today alone, up 53% over the past 2 or 3 days. It's currently up a 2x, 110%, and again peaked up 151%. So it's done very, very well. And that is the benefit of memes, you know, the possibility to make very, very quick gains and high gains, but again, the risk to reward is also a lot higher. Turbo came down 90%, you know, so did Mantra. OM, that came down 90%. Of course, it happened in the span of 1 day or 1 hour, as opposed to the period of, 4 or 5 months. But either way, 90% correction is normally perceived as a kind of a dead project, and memes always have the higher possibility of just capitulating because they have no real backing, unless it's got a very strong cult-like community behind it. Turbo for me is one that does have a strong community behind it, and seemingly is making that rally. I don't necessarily think Turbo will go straight back up here. I think Turbo's going to end up finding some form of resistance very, very soon and probably come back down a little bit. It might come down here, down to here again, and then it might start making this, you know, zigzag pattern up as crypto markets tend to do and projects tend to do. But Turbo is for me one that should I invest, and I have been contemplating it, it would be a very small bag, because again, the risk to reward for me, I don't want to put too much in just in case. But Turbo, if it returns to all-time highs alone, if you got in down here, you're looking at a 9x, almost 10x actually. If you're getting in right now, you're looking at a 3x, so even that's not too bad. But of course, do your own research and trade at your own discretion. With that being said, let's get into the content for Casper today before we get into the big macro news as well. Welcome back, Greg, bro. Hope you're doing very well as well, and hope you're having a very good day as well. So we can see here, firstly, some T8 elements here, starting off with J3 charts. Talks about here, of course, about how Casper, complete liquidity, every level of relevance right now. We can see how he's drawn it out. We've got support here around the zone we're at right now. We've got resistance here around 8, around 9, 10. So all these here are like the high liquidity zones where you're going to see a lot of resistance right now. And you can see, you know, he's talking about how the current support and resistance as of the 17th of April, which is last week, is highlighted by the higher or brighter shades of red or green. And then he's talking about here the first update. I expect rejection at the current level. This will likely serve as the final opportunity to take positions before reversal. Ideally, we get a move to the lower level of 4 to 5.1 cents. If so, this will make it easier breaking through to the upper key levels. If not, I suspect the reversal will take place from the immediate lower support around 6.2 to 6.4 cents, and the upper key level could be a problem. And then you make a second update here as well. The least favorable and least probable option is very unsure. It is. So he's very unsure now how things are going to play out from here. The plan is just to react to what is given. So this is ultimately, I did cover this post here when he mentioned it back on the 18th of April. He made an update about that recently, but I did cover that. I stated that for me personally, I think that there's a higher chance that Casper is going to make a break and get rejected at 10 cents before we see it come back down. So J3 was talking about it come back down to around here. Levels right down here. And I was saying, while possible, I think it's a bit more unlikely. Just me personally. So we've seen it come up to 10 cents, get rejected. And now he's saying, I suspect we'll see Casper come back down to the levels around here, which is also a possibility. You know, I don't think it's improbable to happen. But for me, again, it depends on the nature of the market. If it's buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing, again, we have to wait and see how it pans out. But I would like to believe right now Casper's more likely to come back down to 8 cents here and find some support there and then start to make a reversal and going up again. So J3 highlights therefore is going to be very tough to break through this level of resistance here if we don't come down far enough. And again, yes, I mean, it's up to take into account. It is definitely possible. For me, I think, for me, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Casper, for me, will start. My hope, honestly, is Casper actually repeats what we saw happen last week. We saw Casper trading and consolidating for a week or so before we saw it break above. If Casper could do that again over the next week before 10 BPS, or 1 week before 10 BPS, we see it do it again, that would be a very, very good indicator to see Casper start doing this again, probably going up to 13 and then doing the same thing here as well, potentially, or coming back down. We'll have to see how the next day panned out, but right now, you know, TA aside, I think the fundamentals for the crypto space and Casper have got Casper in a stronger position to see more upward momentum than seeing further pullbacks. From here, possible pullbacks, but in the actual, you know, longevity, I think we might see some more sideways and then potentially go up from there as well. And we can see even then the FOMO is driving in more and more. Casper door highlights here that people are searching for Casper crescendo. Cas.live is first on the list with an impressive 1,200 clicks in the last 30 days. People are ready, and we are ready. Crescendo Casper is getting a lot more, adopt a lot more impressions, which is reassuring and proof once more that Casper, you know, the project, while, you know, transactions on it may be a little bit lackluster. If you look at Casfire now, we can see transactions right now are around 1.7 TPS, so it's not that high, not a lot of stuff happening on chain. That is also because of well, we're still waiting for some big developments, of course, coming out right now. But for me, again, the belief in Casper is still very much there, waiting for the application to come through. Once the applications come through, so will the price as well. And one big indicator for the price coming back strong will be none other than Grayscale. Now, this is a very interesting situation because we remember a few months back where Casper was added under the section here of asset under consideration for Grayscale. Remember that. We were very happy about that, of course, and therefore gave a high possibility of us seeing Casper as an ETF, and therefore a quicker influx of institutional investment and institutional capital into Casper, a Casper trust, which would be, of course, very bullish news. So after more recently, Grayscale removes Casper from that list there, and there's a bit of a blowout about it. We were saying maybe they just removed it because they're moving on, or maybe they removed it because they're preparing to actually add it to their product suite. We don't know yet. And then last night, while I was scrolling through my community, my free Discord community, and equally through my comments on YouTube, the members let me know that apparently it got re-added back to Grayscale. I checked it out for myself, and it was true. Casper was added back to an asset under consideration, which of course, very reassuring, very bullish news. Look who came crawling back, added back to the list. However, and this is part of the unfortunate and kind of confusing element as well, since then, you know, people were very happy about it. Everyone checked it out for themselves, and it was true. Since then, we have rechecked Grayscale's page, which got updated again, and now we can see Casper is no longer there. So what actually happened is tough to say. It's quite, you know, interesting to say the least. And if I just quickly check, we can see, I should probably type in Mantra, see if they're still there. Yeah, so Mantra is still there, which, you know, chances are they're going to hopefully be removed very soon, because why would you add Mantra after a rug pull? But anyways, it looks like this. The last time this list was updated here was on the 10th of April, which was around the time we saw and we're talking about Grayscale removing Casper. So my speculation, therefore, is it might be just an HTML issue or mistake. It's not the news we want to hear, of course, but it's the news nonetheless. You've got to understand this so you can still, you know, be all clued in. So it looks like Grayscale must have had the internal, whoever it was, had an HTML issue, and they therefore accidentally, maybe they showcased the old list where Casper was added here, and now they have been removed, which is of course unfortunate. It is unfortunate. You want to see Casper added here. Truth be told, you know, if I'm going to be, you know, maybe a bit big-headed in this regard, I think Grayscale needs Casper more than Casper needs Grayscale. And it sounds, you know, maybe, again, big-headed to say, because Grayscale is the smart money. Casper's a very, very small project in comparison in this space right now. But for what Casper is building, for what's incoming to the space, the sort of institutional adoption we're going to see, the sort of groundbreaking things we're going to see from Casper, the sort of mark it's going to make on this space, you're going to see institutions like Grayscale wishing they probably got in a little bit earlier. That's my belief, at least. So Casper is no longer added here again. Why? We can't say for sure, because it was to my understanding as well that Grayscale had the intention to add every single project that's in the top 50 here, to which Casper has been playing on the line of top 50 for quite some time, but now it has been making a lot of significant moves again, and now it's back up to top 40. And with what's coming out very soon, I'd like to hope and believe that Casper soon will go back up to being valued around, you know, 4 bill market cap, where it was when it was around, you know, near all-time highs, just short of all-time highs, 4 bill market cap. If that's the case, 4 billion market cap puts Casper around the top 30 again, just above Uniswap. So Grayscale has no longer got Casper on there again, so I'm guessing it was just a mishap. Frustrating. I'm sure we want to see Grayscale added. An ETF for Casper, while not necessary, would be good to see, you know, quick institutional adoption onto Casper. Of course, an ETF to be available for the kind of traditional retail investors as well, but be more so early active institutions to get a hold of Casper. And for me, it would be my safest investment. For me, Casper is my safest and most trusted investment, because I think Casper is just got the highest speculative price pumps from here, from the fundamentals coming through, and equally just from the space and how we're changing as a whole right now. The fact that real world assets are becoming more prevalent, tokenization is such a big factor, and tokenization can reach a higher form of, you know, I guess, superiority with decentralization, with proof of works. The Web3 Festival in Hong Kong actually touched on that as well. If you haven't watched it, definitely check it out. The links to that, I believe, are already in my free community. Go check that out. Links to join about that are here on my homepage here, also down in the description, the free community. But decentralization and tokenization, you know, is how you really bring out the best of it with proof of work projects. Proof of stakes have the advantages, and of course, we'll probably see some early adoption, but longevity wise, I don't think they will stand the test of time. Which actually, because we're still talking about Grayscale here, Sui, which we can see right now, Sui is currently up 11.28% on the daily time frame. It's been doing very well over the past 2 to 3 days. 36%, peaking at 40%. Seen a lot of big gains very recently, which is good for Sui holders. Of course, I am one of them. Nearly $3 right now. I got in at $1.80. I got in around, was it here? I believe it was around here. And yeah, I mean, doing it very, very well. Sui is one that I think will do a lot better this cycle as well because of the applications. Is it better than Casper? My belief, I would say no. Because I have more, or at least for me in terms of longevity, investment potential, risk to reward, I think Casper's stronger. But I am also a maxi. And I'd like to believe I've done my research as well diligently enough to where I can have that conviction. But at the same time, I've been mentioning, and I've been slowly talking about other assets on this channel as well, just purely for the fact that while Casper's my biggest holding, and I do love Casper, and that's never changing because I have no reason to lose faith in Casper right now, I do see the benefits in diversifying into other assets. All I do therefore is just adjust my risk tolerance accordingly. That's why I still hold XRP, Sui, C. Tau is a fair launch AI, so there's not as much risk in that regard, but Tau is another one. Vulcan Forge, gaming project, very small asset. I still hold that as well. And then many others are also holding this space as well. So again, it comes down to risk tolerance. Now Sui, in that regard, Sui is doing very well today. Sui's had a few decent announcements recently and upgrades. The fact that, you know, Bitcoin-powered applications are coming to Sui with their BTC FI, which is, you know, I guess good for bridging Bitcoin users onto Sui should they choose to do though. Although, truth be told, I'd be very surprised if, you know, Bitcoin users would decide to build on Sui. Sui has got a lot of decent benefits. It's a very, very fast chain. Very fast chain. It has got some very good technology, truth be told. But at the same time, people who are in Bitcoin for the most part, they're on Bitcoin because they have trust in the biggest asset, the proof of work element. They understand that basic function. And Sui is not proof of work. So while it is very fast, very, very fast in fact, and that gives it a lot of benefits in this space for potential institutional application. I mean, what this is here right now, this is also institutional grade yielding on your Bitcoin. So Sui has institutional grade applications already, which also gives it a benefit for the incoming adoption. That's why I also hold Sui as well, because it's got the tech right now to get early adoption. Despite it being a new project like Casper, it's got early adoption thanks to their VC backing and whatnot. But again, I have more belief and trust in proof of work, just me personally. But Sui's got this sort of update here, which is also very good to hear. They also are delving more into AI and particularly gaming as well, which is also a very interesting sector. You've got Igra Labs acquired Parasol earlier this year to explore a wider set of gaming products, blending high-performance blockchains with truly collectible player-owned experiences, which is also very interesting. I think gaming is we speak about it on occasion in this community, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more over the cycle. I think gaming is a truly undervalued space. I have Alex Becker to thanks for my belief in that, truth be told. I think gaming is a very, very undervalued space. I think it can do a lot of very good things and big rallies in this cycle. I see gaming in the future to be decoupling from the crypto market, because gaming can be its own individual market and a huge market cap at that, because of what it offers. You know, nothing but a complete upgrade to the gaming space, and also gives value to NFTs as well. So it's got so many benefits. So if you can really utilize gaming properly, I think you're in the very good shout to do well. Will it do well this cycle? It probably will. Will it take off this cycle? I'm not so sure yet. I think you've probably got another few years to wait. GTA 6 may be also a catalyst for that, because I think GTA 6 will have some crypto applications like buying stuff for Bitcoin apparently. Which, if that's the case, that might also bring in more eyes on crypto. I mean, with crypto adoption coming through right now in America in general, I think more eyes are coming on crypto anyways, and you'll see more applications in crypto for gaming as well. Tangent aside, point being is Sui's got some very big things coming in that regard. That's why I hold Sui. That's why I've been talking about it briefly a little bit. And then, tangent completely aside, coming back into Grayscale made a post just recently. They're introducing their Grayscale Sui Trust. Right now, it's only eligible for accredited investors, so institutional investors, but soon it'll be open up to the traditional retail investors as well. They do have a 4-minute video about this, which I will retweet on my Twitter page if you want to follow that. Again, down in the description, also homepage here as well. I'll equally post this in my community, those who actually want to have a look at it. And it just, gives a bit of a very brief rundown from their head of research for Grayscale on what Sui is, why they've got a trust, what's coming through to it, why they believe in it, yada yada. They're gonna have the breakdown of it effectively. But for me, Sui is probably one of the stronger institutional grade projects right now, at least at this current moment in time, because of how quick they got the developments out due to their VC backing and partnerships. It's done it very quickly, surprisingly as well, but it's very strong in that regard. Does it have longevity? We can debate that. Proof of stake, proof of trash, we can also debate that. I'm not saying I trust proof of stakes, because they do have pre-allocations, VC backing, they have skewed agendas most of the time, and they can just rug pull you, as you saw with Mantra, with Terra Luna. So it's always a possibility. I do think Sui is not a bad hedge for me in this cycle. That's why I'm holding it. That's why I think it could do very well. It's got all the big exchanges as well. It's got a max supply of 10 bill. Circle has only 3.24 bill. I think it can do a lot of good things. It's doing quite a nice pump right now. But will it be the same in the next 5-10 years when you got more institutional adoption, when the crypto cunning happens? And when the cunning happens, projects that either are just carbon copies of other ones and aren't as superior, or are just rug pulls, so they will go to zero. Will Sui be one of those that survive? I don't know for sure. Bitcoin will survive in my belief. Casper will survive and thrive in my belief. I want to say XRP may survive, but I am starting to lose a bit of faith in them a little bit. That's just me again personally. I see their partnerships as something worth hedging into, but at the same time, my conviction in XRP has always just been a little bit laboured because, again, they're proof of stakes. And I see the value in them, again, as potentially hedging my bets, but my faith and trust in them is always been a little bit standoffish. That's why, again, my risk tolerance is lower. My bag in XRP and Sui and C, while all have good applications to make big gains a cycle, is significantly lower than Casper, because Casper for me has the same, if not much higher potential, and it's also a lot more decentralized, so it's safer. You can see Casper right now, looking at the holders as well. Holders, again, you got 521,000, almost 22,000 addresses. Top 1,000 addresses currently hold 57%. Just for reference, stuff like XRP, that percentage allocation is to XRP employees and holders and insiders, whatever. XRP, you have that percentage of insiders alone. This is just for people who got into Casper early, but Casper was fair launch. So again, there's a high level of safety and clarity for me. And again, Casper's open source, so you can kind of track everything that's going on. We've seen our suspected Binance wallet as well, funnily enough, buy more Casper. 2 million today. Almost at 700,000 Casper, which is very, very cool. This wallet brought up almost 9 mil Casper. You're seeing a lot of inflows today. 34 buying 10 mil Casper as well. So again, the FOMO is building up bit by bit for Casper, and it's going to do very, very well. We have 76% from the new arcade version. So we're seeing all the mining nodes switch to the new one with only 12 days left. They're going to have to do so, go to 100%. But we're seeing all of them from the old nodes switch to the new one. Every single one's going there. The public nodes equally are about 58.55% as well. So we're seeing all of them switch over, which is really showing, again, we are not far off from seeing history in the making. Following that, you see smart contracts and smart and stable coins coming out early from Casplex's side of things. Then you'll see Igra following that. Then you'll see native smart contracts and stable coins coming Casper as well, probably in Q3, maybe Q4. Again, we haven't got a proper timeline just yet, but things are still looking up for Casper, of course. I still hold Casper, but I just wanted to highlight again that Grayscale partly playing a funny game, maybe a mistake, maybe an honest mistake with a HTML issue, adding Casper and then, updating the page again to show because they haven't got Casper on it right now. But they are probably the main reason why Sui is pumping today. And Sui, again, is one that I think will do well this cycle. I'm sure you're going to see Sui ETFs coming out this cycle as well. I mean, they've got partnerships to Trump, to Google, to many other companies as well. I think Citi is one of them, Citibank and JP Morgan as well, from what I remember. So, again, I just want to know more about that stuff. Research Sui. I've got videos on my channel about it as well. I'll probably make another one tomorrow, maybe, just to talk about it a little bit more, and other projects as well that I think, again, not all going to be proof of works, but they have potential I think could do against the cycle. And again, I think Casper, while maybe not there right now, I think Casper will be added back again in this cycle, truth be told as well. Once the big developments come out and you then see these institutions see, oh wait, Casper actually does have institutional grade applications. It's got the speed while also being more secure and decentralized and cheap. They'll be like, oh, okay, maybe we should consider Casper again. But they still got, they still got Mantra on right now. And if that's not removed for the next quarter, then I don't know what game they're playing at. Because this Mantra, after its recent rug, Mantra for me most definitely should be removed. I don't see why you would keep Mantra up here right now when it's come down to 500 mil market cap after seeing that rug pull that happened, 10 days ago when it went from a 6.5 bill market cap in the span of 1 hour. Not price in price. Well, it went from a 6 bill market cap down to a $500 million market cap. So a 90% correction in 1 hour. And Manchester on there right now. So I'm assuming the next quarter you'll see another update, and I would like to believe that next update will have Casper added there. If not, it's not the end of the world again. Casper does not need Grayscale. Casper's going to do as it will do in due time, as Paul Van's son stated. Casper is still extremely early in the world of finance, institutional investments, and retail alike across the world. Casper is still highly known in finance, industry, and broad public worldwide, but they will all soon discover it, not through hype stories and false expectations. We're not trying to spread hype and FOMO here. I mean, we are, but we the community are trying to spread more awareness of Casper. But we're not trying to sell false dreams and hopes and expectations. I try to cover actual news. There might be a little bit of hopium in there as well, but it's still based on actual credible news. And people are going to find Casper not just through hype stories and false expectations. It'll be through the hype by experiencing the true value of security, processing speed, and smarter, clean energy use. Grayscale and other institutions are going to be lapping up Casper soon enough. And Casper getting ETS again is a possibility for me this cycle, based on the fact that, again, you already got Casper ETP through Valor Funds. So there's already institutional applications for Casper. And again, we've also had this report here from Casper Report talking about the stock to flow ratio, which is also very important to highlight that Casper, just due to its excessive emission schedule, it's just going to get, supply shock, keep going to go up higher and higher and higher. And even Paul Vanson highlighted here saying Casper is still a rather unexplored, capricious child in this financial scene. But I agree as well that it has by far the best perspectives as it intrinsically tops the great masters Bitcoin, gold and silver, as it offers much wider industry applications. Bitcoin and gold and silver, they are great as a store of value element right now, commodities, and Casper the same thing. But Casper also have the extra benefit of being utilized as a medium of exchange peer-to-peer electronic currency. Grayscale, while playing games, will come back. Grayscale, while adding Sui, which I think, again, Sui is a great shout this cycle. So if you're holding Sui, you might expect a lot higher pumps coming through the cycle. And probably, where it would go for Sui, I don't know. Sui, people are saying $10 Sui, maybe higher. Maybe. Right now, Sui, if you look at Sui, it's currently a 10 bill market cap, around $3. So would it reach 30 billion? Being just short of $10, I think that's a possibility. Could it go a lot higher? I can't say for sure. If it is meant to be the so-called Solana 2.0, people are saying Solana went from 10 billion to 80 billion in the first cycle. So if that's the case, then Sui can go from an 8x from here, or an 8x from here, which put it around trying to do the math in my head, $24. That's correct, yes. So Sui can maybe do a $24. Sui, which would be insane if it does repeat that again. We have to wait and see how the market pans out. Institutional adoption being here does give a unique twist in the market, so it's hard to really predict the sort of levels we're going to see. Will it go higher? Will it go lower? We don't know. Bitcoin's going to go much higher this cycle, of course. How high, we still don't know. But remember, we are still, again, in a very, very Bitcoin dominant market, as we should be right now, because all the ETFs right now, individual applications, are in Bitcoin. We're at 64.4%. You saw it peak in the last cycle at the double top at 73%. In the first top, it was at 72%, 73%. So Bitcoin, by logic, therefore, could still go a lot higher before we end up seeing the dominance fall off and then alt start to have its time. Once Bitcoin drops below this trend line, you'll see alts rally up a lot higher. Once Bitcoin goes below 50%, you'll see alts go parabolic. Or if it does come that far, again, we saw Bitcoin go 57% when alts are going well as well. So, alts still have its own cycle, and alts can therefore jump leaps and bounds when Bitcoin starts to fall off in dominance. That doesn't mean the price in Bitcoin is going to fall off. It just means its dominance is going to fall off. You can have the liquidity in Bitcoin kind of pretty much stagnate. So Bitcoin could just stay at 150k for a bit or around that time for that high level. And the dominance is going to come down as alts get more adoption coming through it from the Bitcoin liquidity coming in. But it doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to go down in price. It just means the dominance and focus is going to switch to altcoins. So yeah, that is the kind of Grayscale element. Yeah, so Sui, great for Sui right now. Sui was doing great in that regard. Casper had great news this morning and is now, seen reversed, which is unfortunate. But again, I think we'll see, Grayscale come back for Casper. Mantra will be removed. I don't see why it wouldn't be removed. And you'll see institutional applications for crypto projects like Sui, like Casper, and many more probably come through. And you'll see, therefore, a lot higher price of the cycle. People, which I've seen a lot recently as well, people are like, I saw a comment from that post I made there about, oh, it's funny that happened and yet still no price action. I'm like, why would you expect a price action from a Sui announcement for a Grayscale announcement on Casper? Or any project? It's doing quite well for Sui right now because it actually announced a trust, not just consideration, an actual trust. So it's actually taking place right now. But why do you expect a price move from that? All the massive institutional posts and announcements you get on these projects, they may cause some short-term pumps, but not going to do much because, again, institutions aren't properly in this space just yet. They're still waiting for regulatory frameworks, market structure bills, stablecoin bills. Until we get these institutional posts and partnerships and developments, they're kind of just laying the groundwork for what is going to come in the adoption. So take it as a great announcement, at least how I take it, is a good announcement for future pump, but not that immediate time here and now. I don't look short term, or very rare. If I'm trading or degen trading or that sort of stuff, then yeah, I'll look short term. But otherwise, then for the most part, as an investor, I look long term. I'm not emotional, I'm logical, and I do the research. Now, I have not answered questions, and I will do so in a moment, but I want to get through the rest of the Casper news before we get into the macro news. The next news is also quite important. Someone spoke to me about it in my community earlier, talking about the Zeal swap pre-sale token, the Zeal pre-sale, which, again, people will have their opinions on the pre-sale and these sort of stuff anyways. And again, as Casper community members, we don't really like the idea of pre-sales. Understandable. They had 1 hour it was meant to be going live today. However, it has now been delayed. We are postponing the launch till tomorrow at 2 p.m. UTC, as Kaspa.com is currently experiencing some issues, likely due to the traffic spike. So I did listen in. I didn't have time to listen to the whole thing, but I listened into this live AMA from Zeal Swaps, which talked about what's happening and also what is coming, which I made some notes about it. Ultimately, there's a few things to take into account, and again, I'm going to probably listen through to it again later to understand more so. Still dissecting what was said here, but from what I remember saying is one element. So Kaspa.com was the launch pad for this Zeal pre-sale, and they were seemingly, it was no DDoS attack or anything like that, but they were unprepared for the high volume that was on their platform with the Zeal pre-sale, and therefore it went down. Now it's already back up, so props to them to getting the issue resolved so quickly, but it went down and therefore delayed the Zeal pre-sale. Now, the way I perceive it as well is, remember, there are a lot of projects that are building on Casper, and equally in this space, who are very, very early. In this case, Kaspa.com is the first time they're doing something like this, so it's not great to see, of course. It's quite frustrating, I'm sure, but, my whole premise is I would never give Casper to Kaspa.com or any of these projects here any slander at all, because again, what they're doing, I'm not a website developer or builder. I understand some elements of tech, but I'm very novice. Even novice, I'm probably lower than novice. I'm a designer more than anything, more than a tech guy. I understand enough about tech to obviously be able to understand crypto, and I've learnt more and more as time goes on. And the whole premise being, again, is that I cannot attest to how tough it is to run a website, make sure it doesn't go down, all that sort of stuff. So, they made a mistake. They couldn't handle the traffic, but they fixed it right now. And hopefully when the pre-sale goes live tomorrow, it will all work out perfectly, and Kaspa.com will be able to come back better from this as well. But their first time doing it, so I'm not slandering them. Again, you can say what you will, but I'm not proud about it. Now, in regards to the pre-sale, not liking the Zeal pre-sale is understandable because again, it's a pre-sale. No one likes that element as a proof of work project on Casper. But to take into account, of course, you don't like it, you don't get into it. Again, that's perfectly fine. The way I perceive it is from, again, I'm still trying to learn more about it, and I'm going to listen into the AMA to find out more about it, is if you don't like the Zeal pre-sale, just don't bother, of course. But the benefit is it's done on Casper's open source. It's open source. So again, if Zeal Swap, for whatever reason, do something illicit or wrong, because it's open source, they can easily be called out. So they can't really hide from anything. At least seemingly on the surface. They can't hide from anything. So we'll have to see how it goes right now. They do speak about it more so in the AMA, which I'll get into it. I mean, I'm going to link this down below. I'll link this in my community anyways, if you want to listen to it anyways. But it's interesting to go into kind of what happened and what their plans are as well. Zeal did mention, Zealoswap did mention that if it happens again, they will just change Launchpad and sell tokens a different way. Maybe they'll do it manually by actually sending it to the wallet addresses as opposed to on Casper.com. But either way, that is the standing of Zealoswaps and Zeal and Casper.com. And truth be told, it's a good thing that Casper.com tested this out right here and now before, you know, the massive adoption of Casper comes through with more institutional applications as well. So getting this early test in with Zeal is a good thing. And to also give a little bit of shining light on Zeal as well, this is pre-sale thing. Zeal won't be utilized as any form of like gas fee for Zealous swaps. It's still going to be done through wrapped Casper or Casper. The Zeal is more so just a governance token to allow you to have, you know, I guess, power. The same way you've got KDAO. KDAO, people who hold KDAO token, they have their, you know, they have the power to vote and make decisions on what's going to happen, you know, based on, you know, I guess, in funding and whatnot. Zealous swap, Zeal is a similar sort of premise, while also being able to stake it and other elements as well to let you do more on the platform. But it's not going to be a gas fee. That's still going to be Casper or wrap Casper. So it's a different type of token in that regard. Zealous also mentioned they're not sticking straight to the likes of Igra. They're going to be going on what platform is best for them, and maybe Casplex as well. But we'll have to wait and see. Although speaking of Igra did make a new announcement here, which is very interesting, that they're excited to join ETH DAM 3 as a silver conference partner. At Igra Labs, we believe based rollups using decentralized sequences can be the cornerstone of the next generation of programmable chains. Looking forward to delivering a keynote and explaining our design at ethdam.com. We'll gladly connect with potential builders and partners. So, I mean, it's very, very interesting. 9th to 11th of May in Amsterdam. You've got Igra, who is now going to be speaking out there as well, which is, again, going to help and hopefully bringing in more builders, developers, partnerships, and whatnot, helping expand Igra and therefore expand Casper's growth as well. So, again, it's reassuring to see. Igra, of course, their core members are, some of them were part of the Igra Labs team who worked on Casper way back in the day. So, yes, it's good to see more adoption coming in that regard and hearing more so on what Igra has to say about Casper as well. And as a little bit of a side note before we get into the macro news and the questions, I'm sure I've missed quite a lot. Shai highlights here, which I've been trying to look into it, but I can't find an answer to it. He's facing an interesting dilemma right now. It's the TLDR is basically he's talking about there's a particular proof of work. It's not Casper, there's something else. A proof of work that's about to publish a hard fork that is going to completely destroy their security and their whole project in general. He goes into a little more detail about this sort of stuff here. And ultimately just ask the community, should I bite the bullet and raise awareness about it? Or should I just sit back and enjoy the show? Now, I just said enjoy the show because, not because I have anything against Shai at all, but actually because I don't think he needs to. Biting the bullet would be kind of the, I guess, as someone who's got a lot of knowledge, be probably the best thing and right thing to do. You know, raise your concerns and say, you guys may want to think about this. But sometimes, and unfortunately, this is based on just Shai's kind of persona right now. A lot of people, when they speak to Shai, maybe they just come across with him speaking like down to them, which I don't think he is doing. But everyone seems to have a very big issue when they're talking to Shai, so his help is normally not very well received. My whole premise of saying that if people don't want to listen to you, sometimes it's not worth talking. Like when I get FUD through my community, people coming and go at my Lisp, at Casper, whatever it may be. I either don't, well, most of the time I just don't respond, because what benefit do I get from responding to them? If it's about me personally, I definitely won't respond because I have zero cares about what people say about me. You can say what you want. I mean, hell, apparently I have Mr. Miles locked up in my basement for the past 2-3 years. Like, I really don't care, you know? It's not true. If you're new to the community, it's not true. But against what I mean, it doesn't bother me. Provided I don't get actual lawsuits about it, it doesn't bother me. But if it's about, you know, something else, you know, about my information, like people were coming at having a go at me about the Visa thing. Visa, Tangent Pay, and Casper, you know, being the rails for it. That's based on sources that I've looked into, research I've done, and made a connection to such, and showed the proof of that. Now, they can disagree all they want to, but again, if people don't want to listen, they want to listen. So I'm not going to expand my voice and, you know, express myself too wholeheartedly if people don't want to listen. Sometimes it's not worth entertaining people like that. Sometimes it's very, I mean, I have to thank my brother for that, actually, 'cause my brother is a massive pain in my behind, and he loves to wind me up, as younger brothers tend to do. So I learned how to just ignore him, and he hates that more. So, you know, one up on him, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Shai is saying about here, I'm intrigued to find out what proof of work it is. People ask, you know, is it Cubic? Is it it's not Casper? Is it, you know, a Monero? Like, all I remember seeing is Shai said, I've seen a lot of people ask about it, and I'm not gonna, if it's just that I'm not gonna say anything. Like I said, I should have known this would devolve into a guessing game. Amusingly enough, not a single person guessed correctly. So right now, nobody has guessed who the project is. So maybe it's a very, very small one. I don't know at all. But if anyone has any ideas, maybe try and, you know, raise them, because I'm intrigued to find out who it might be. But at the end of the day, you know, what's the sort of development people are doing is not an easy thing to do. I mean, I have zero clue about how to create a cryptocurrency and do all this all intricate running a platform type thing and hard fork. Like, that's, again, well over my head. So I have the utmost respect to any developer, and even especially more so to Casper ones who are doing things diligently, slowly, but they're taking their time to make sure everything is really, really planned out, and, you know, won't see any backlash later on. Or if it does, they can easily overcome it, like we saw with the dust attack. That's why, again, Casper has the unique advantage of being decentralized, so everyone can comment on it and have their own opinion, while also, you know, trying to evolve to the next level of crypto while remaining completely secure. It's not an easy task, I can imagine, but they're doing a good job in that regard. And that's, again, why Casper's my biggest bag. While I do hold other assets, proof of stakes, like Sui, etc., I see the value in holding them for potential gains and hedging my bets. But Casper, for me, again, is just the safer and more sound pick because of how transparent they are, how the nature of the infrastructure is, and just therefore how I perceive how proof of work should be and is going to be the future of payments. Gold is the store of value. Every time there's a problem with money, they go back to gold. Every time. Because gold is a commodity, it's a store of value, it's safe, it's proven. So in that regard then, Casper could be in a similar limelight to where Casper is similarly going to be a store of value as a proof of work. You have to mine it, like you mine gold, you have to mine Casper to get Casper, and there won't be more crypto out of thin air, you can't do that. And Casper also going to be quick enough on layer 1 to be at the medium of exchange as well. So yeah, that's Casper for me. And we'll get into the macro news very soon as well, but I'm going to answer some questions. I'm sure I've missed out a hell of a lot. Andy said, every time I stream, I come here and then say I'm out and then I bought, and then in a few minutes I fall asleep. I mean, that's expected. Either way, I do appreciate you tuning in every single time, Andy. And yeah, I'm sure, yeah, my voice can be soothing to fall asleep to. But either way, you know, I still appreciate your commitment and tuning into the channel every day. You are a legend for that. So thank you very much, my man. And yes, keep stacking Casper, no doubt. What's up, bees, bro? Hope you're doing very, very well. You're future crypto millionaires. We all know that. We are going to see very comfy very soon. We can always go sideways a couple of days too, and accumulate power and support go up. Yes, that's also possible. If you see Casper similarly go sideways here for the next couple of days, like we saw down here, that could also be an indicator that the buyers are still in power, and therefore Casper is going to probably break through again, go to 11 cents, 12 cents, or so on and so forth, and go up higher. We saw a very nice rally from 8 to 10 cents, a nice, 30% rally? Yeah, almost 30% rally in the span of just 2 days. So who knows where we're going to go from there as well. When is 10 BPS out? 10 BPS is out on the 5th of May, which is 12 days from now, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 12 days from now, we will see Casper 10 BPS activation on the mainnet, which will be history, not for Casper, history for crypto in the making. Because it'll be the first time ever that a proof of work has the capability to scale, have the speed of a proof of stake. So a proof of work of Casper having the potential to scale at the same level, if not faster than a proof of stake. That'll make Casper 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin, like 200 times faster than Solana and or Ethereum. It's going to be absolutely insane. And then you'll see applications joining Casper as well, from the developments as well. It's just so much more coming through. So 10BS is going to be the beginning of Casper, seeing a lot of adoption coming through. Yeah, they removed it again. It's very, very frustrating. I don't understand what they're playing at. I think it might have just been a mistake from the HTML, intern, the website planner, whatever it may be, just accidentally putting in the wrong one. That's my only conclusion right now, because it was definitely there. And someone, when I got showed that in my community, my free Discord server, when someone put it in there, I think it was Toggle who put it in there. Actually, let me just quickly double check. Someone put it in there, and I checked it out, and it was, true, because as anything, when I see something, I, fact check it, because it's always good to get your own information. Yeah, it was Toggle, yes. Toggle put it in there, and equally I saw a comment on it in my YouTube channel, and I checked it out for myself, and it was there. So I again, it's a trust me both thing, but I can attest to it being there. It was there, and now it's been removed again. So my only conclusion I can give is it must have just been an issue or mistake from the website. Maybe it accidentally reposted the one from January, where Mantra was not there and Casper was still there, and now it's reverted back to the one it is currently at, as of the 10th of April. But by the next quarterly report, should we probably be April, May, June, July, August time, I would not be surprised to see Casper added back there as well. If not, then again, is what it is. We don't need Grayscale again. Yo, we're tits up. I mean, yeah, what is up indeed. But yeah, right now, yeah, Casper is currently down 3.85%. One of the few down today, but after seeing such a good rally, having a small correction is nothing to scoff at. It's not a problem. You can't expect everything just to do this the whole time. That's unrealistic. Like, even when Casper went from this nice rally from 5 to 15 cents, you saw it rally. If we go and check it out closer, we can see we saw Casper rally from 5 cents. We saw 2 days of rallying, one correction, another 3 days of rallying. Then we saw a correction from the 10 cents down to the 7 cents for 3 or 4 days. And then we saw it rally up again. So once more, I'm not saying it's the exact same replica here, but you can't expect it just to go up and up and up and up and up. We've seen a nice, rally from down at 5 cents, going up to 8 cents, holding 8 cents for a week, then going up again. It's come down today, but you saw what happened here as well. You may see tomorrow it goes back up and starts rebounding and gets rejected. So there's you see consolidation at this level here for the next few days. And then if it does do that, buyers are in control, you might see Casper go up again as well. Volume right now for Casper is looking very, very good. You can see here, volume right now is at 141 million. It's not, again, really, really high, but it's doing better. $141 million 24-hour trading volume, almost 2.5 billion market cap. Again, dominated by the likes of Gate. Then it is MEXC at 14, XT here at 11, then LBank, BitGet, Bybit. BTC has fallen off quite drastically since. But we're seeing again the volume is very, very high right now of Casper, and hopefully it continues going up as well. Because again, at the KEF mentioned on the 10th of November in an AMA, the higher the volume of Casper, and in particular the big tier 1 exchanges, so in particular Bybit and BitGet, that's be a bigger indicator for seeing these Binances and Coinbases and OKXs to ignite out to get off their asses and actually list Casper. The date of site updated might be some mistakes. Yes, so that's effectively my conclusion as well. I think they just made a mistake of Grayscale, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but end of the day, we can see the sort of influence that Grayscale does seem to have. I mean, how that post for me got 11,000 impressions, which is one of my bigger ones. I'm very happy about that. It's a shame it's not come to fruition anymore. They've removed it, but at the same time, also again with Grayscale announcing the Sui Trust, Sui is now up 12%, and it went up even higher today. So again, Grayscale does have influence, if they actually announce a trust. So it could do well for Casper's immediate price and even institutional adoption. But for me, I'm not like, if I'm looking at like XRP, for example, I'm kind of looking for the partnership and announcement. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm mainly hoping for. I'm looking at Casper. For Casper, I care more about the fundamentals because I know for Casper, the fundamentals were going to attract partnerships and investors. It's similar to any project in this space for me, but again, for XRP and even Sui, I think Sui's got good infrastructure, but the partnerships equally, because it's a proof of stake, I want to see the partnerships more so to give me a more conviction that there is some institutional backing and support. Again, while it could be skewered. But for Casper, for me, again, like, I'm not too much bothered about the partnerships, at least right here and now, because I think what they're building is going to attract investors regardless. As Paul Van Son said here, they're going to find out about it. Once, they actually utilize it and learn about it, they'll find out about it. It's inevitable, and I believe that much as well. So Grayscale in that regard will come back in my belief as well at some point. What do you mean HTML issue? They didn't just accidentally remove it. I mean, that's cope, and we don't know it's cope. Again, it's what I saw. I think it was who was it? It was Chris. It might have been Chris. I think I saw it. Was it Chris I saw say it? Was it Chris? There was someone I saw say it. Where is it? No. Maybe it's in replies. How far back I want to go is the question though, because I'm pretty sure I think it was him. I saw someone say it, and saying it might have just been a HTML thing. I can't seem to find it. Maybe it wasn't him, but I saw someone mention it. Again, I'm not entirely sure what the reason was. All I can say is, and again, if the trust be broke, because evidently they're not there now, but I can say with complete confidence and belief that Casper was there when I checked it out at 4 a.m. in the morning, where I'm at. And when I posted about it, the moment I posted about it is when I checked it and it was there. And now it's not there. So whatever the reason for why it's been removed or added and then removed, I'm guessing it was just a glitch or something. I don't know. Unless they did add it and then remove it straight away, which would be even more peculiar. No, I think you're seeing an old HTML now, honestly. Maybe that's the case. No way, and Manchester under consideration. I mean, this is re-updated. I typed it in, refresh the page as well. It's still there. I mean, again, they update this like what, once every quarter. This is a quarterly thing. And so again, this is update on this is the 4th. This is the 10th of April, and Mantra saw its collapse on the 13th. So Mantra was still fine on the 13th. When this was updated, Mantra was still okay. It was 3-4 days after that Mantra came down. If they've not updated it just yet. So either they did update it recently, and I saw that last night, and therefore, so the potential therefore, actually, if we're going to talk about it a little bit more, is either last night they updated it to the 20th of April version, which had Casper back up there and Mantra gone, or it was just the one back from January. When I scrolled through Twitter, I was seeing a lot of people talking about it, and some people were highlighting that it was actually the January one they were looking at, which I won't be able to find out. I'm looking through it now. I did see, and I should have loaded it up, but I didn't. And people are talking about it, of course, but I'm not entirely sure what the actual situation is. All I know is that I did see that Casper was there, and now it's not. So either it was a case of the HTML file here that I saw last night was from the January one when Casper was still there and Mantra was not, and now it's back to the original one, or they updated it preemptively to a more recent version when Mantra was removed and Casper back to back, and now it's reverted back again. I don't know. But I mean, either way, if I go on to here and I click on this one here as well, click on the link there, same page here, it's not there anymore. So again, I mean, with my laptop, just checking it out, because if I didn't close down the window, I should still have the updated version here. Because on my laptop, did I close down the window? I did. Okay, that's a shame. Okay, well, I can't check it out then to see what I saw yesterday, but I knew I saw it. I'm not lying about it, but either way, it's not there anymore. Grayscale exposed their lack of crypto intelligence. I mean, yeah, it's smart money, right? But smart money is just the term they use for people. Smart money doesn't mean they're smart. It just means they've got the... Smart money is the term we use, but it doesn't mean they're smart, actually. It just means they've got capital. and therefore they can invest wherever they want to invest. Doesn't mean they're intellectual. You know, just like some people have the, you know, accolades and stars and stripes to showcase their intelligence, like some Polinsky, for example. But at the same time, experience and expertise comes in different sectors. Grayscale probably have smart money in it, until they know how to invest their money to make the best of their gains. But it doesn't mean they have to. They don't mean to know, you know, the best projects for crypto necessarily. Again, it's smart money is a very coined term. But again, they would get a lot of institutional investment from Casper, I'm sure, on any other projects that are in these lists. Last update, yeah, that's the last update right now. The last update is as of the 10th, that is 13 days ago. So either this is an old, outdated HTML, and the one I saw last night, or early this morning, was a more recently updated one, or when I saw that one, what I should have done, and this is a big mistake on my behalf actually, is when I took the screenshot, because I scrolled down on my laptop and I did this. I screenshot that here. I should have actually screenshot the last update here as well, and I didn't. So that's, again, that's my mistake as a researcher. I should have done that. That way at least I'd have confirmation about when it was last updated. I'm pretty sure it was a recent one, but be it as it may, Grayscale will add Casper back, in my belief. It's a matter of time. Not popular opinion, maybe, but I think Grayscale can be double-edged sword for Binance listing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's ultimately what I'm trying to say as well. It would be good for early adoption, but again, it's not like, it could also be, like I said, a double-edged sword. It could end up hindering Casper's decentralized nature in a sense, because you have more, you know, higher capital institutional investors who just try to accumulate all of Casper. I mean, again, saying that's quite hard. Now that Casper's got 90% of it being mined out, it's going to be very, very hard to control all the supply right now. There's not much less supply shot coming in. But, I mean, yeah, I think, again, I highlight Grayscale as a potential to see short-term gains, as we saw with Sui right now, but I don't think we need them at the same time. Casper's going to just get the adoption anyways. Sui isn't better than Casper in any way. Right now, it's faster. But, again, there are benefits and negatives to every project. Casper has very, very few, if any, negatives. The only negative you can give to Casper right now is that it's not got the adoption, which is true, but it does not mean it's not going to get the adoption, because for me it's going to, based on their incoming, literally 2 weeks less than that, we're going to see Casper upgrade to levels as quick as and Solana and Sui and them lot. So it's going to upgrade massively. We know that anyways. Sui has the advantages of, you know, being on the radar, heavily on the radar of the institutions already, therefore it's getting early price movements. But does it mean it's better than Casper in terms of as a project? No, not necessarily. Again, Sui is one that I'm holding because I do see it doing great gains this cycle. I'm holding Sui as a potential to make money this cycle sort of pick. Casper's okay, so my way of perceiving it, assets like XRP, Sui, C, you name them, these ones I see doing good gains, at least in this cycle. Longer than that, I'm not too sure. I have to see how it pans out and what my research tells me. But for this cycle, I see these doing extremely well. These picks that I'm holding, that's why I hold them. And therefore, I'm going to continue holding this cycle. And I'll probably take most, if not all, out. Casper is one I see doing well this cycle and for years to come. Casper, I perceive as doing extremely well this cycle, and then like Bitcoin, just doing better and better as time goes on. You'll see corrections, of course, as you do any project, but it'll just continue. Because it's got a finite supply, it's a deflationary asset. It's going to keep going up as time goes on. As supply shock comes in, it's going to keep going up. So Casper, for me, has a lot stronger longevity potential than anything else. But I see Sui as something to do well this cycle. That's why I hold something like Sui. Welcome back, Casper Key, bro. You're doing very, very well. How much Casper coin can pump on with Binance Coin Edition? It's a good question. If Binance was to list Casper, I mean, it depends right now. With we saw this with Bybit. This 3x was Bybit listing. So with Binance listing, which is obviously a lot bigger than Bybit, you know, in theory it could do more, but at the same time, Casper is is further along. FOMO's kind of fallen off right now, so it's harder to say. Kryptoni with the $5 donation. Thank you very much, brother. Nope, if you sacrifice anything in a trilemma, you're disqualified. Sui is not faster as it is not decentralized and therefore secure. I'm therefore not secure either. I mean, again, I appreciate the $5 donation, Tony. Thank you very much again, brother. And ultimately, yes, once more, again, there is an argument to be made, and I'm not by any means discrediting what you're saying, and I do believe, again, that you're right. There's a very, very big... The fact that there is no project in this space that has solid trilemma is true. No one has solid trilemma at all, ever. Besides Casper. People claim to have done so, but Casper's the only one that's actually proven as such right now. So, yeah, Casper, being a trilemma solver gives it just that... if everything's on a pedestal, Casper's on a different level. That's again why Casper's one that I can continually and confidently say I can hold for futures and years to come. But Sui is something that I think can do well this cycle, hence why I hold it this cycle. And it's being perceived as being a very, very quick and institutional level chain right now, hence why I'm holding it. But it doesn't mean I believe... Again, it's something I mentioned as well, like, I mentioned this in regards to, like, stocks. I don't trust Elon Musk personally. Nothing against the man, or I don't trust, like... not like I hate Elon. I don't care for Elon. I think he's done some very, incredible... My whole purpose just trying to highlight that is that, like, Tesla, for example. I don't care for Tesla cars. I don't. I don't really, in no disrespect, don't really care for Elon either. But I do see Elon Musk as someone who's in close ties to Donald Trump right now, as we know. And therefore, I do believe, just due to that sort of political influence, that Tesla's going to do very well. Despite it coming back significantly right now, I think Tesla's still going to do very, very well. I don't hold Tesla, full disclosure, but my whole premise is trying to say that if I chose to, I would hold Tesla because, again, I don't have to trust someone to see there's a good potential to make money in it. If that even makes sense, I don't know. That's how I perceive it, at least. Casper's one that I can confidently say, though, that I do trust and also see I can make money in it. Sui is something that I can say that will probably do very well this cycle, so I can trust to make me money this cycle, but I don't trust it as a project because, again, it's proof of stake. And we've seen what proof of stakes do. Luna, Mantra, big assets. Luna was top 5. Mantra was the top real-world asset, and they rugged. So, again, inherent risk to proof of stakes is the same thing all the time. But again, I appreciate very much, Tony, and yes, you are right, and I do also appreciate, again, the $5 donation, you legend. You need to really start buying more Casper of your bags, honestly, instead of giving it to me. But again, I cannot thank you enough. So again, thank you very much, brother. Eternal says Sui is more mature at the moment compared to Casper, and tech is good too. Casper will be better after smart contracts, but I think Sui can compete with Solana this cycle. That's effectively how I perceive it as well, or at least how the community perceives it. That Sui is extremely quick. It's done, very, very solid gains now. In terms of, if you look at its chart all the time, obviously Casper looks like that. So Casper's chart looks a lot better. But Sui has done that, and it's done very well, come down, come back up again. Sui will probably do insane. Will it do similar to Solana, which means, again, 10 billion market cap up to an 80 bill market cap, which means a $24 Sui? I don't know. I really don't know. Because it sounds very far-fetched, but if Solana can do it, why couldn't Sui? If Sui is, at the same level, if not better than Solana, I just don't know. I'm still looking into Sui, of course. I'm still trying to learn more about every crypto. Of course, Casper's my top priority. But I do think that Sui will do great this cycle. But will it be the future? No. No. I can say that confidently. For me right now, I don't see a way. I see Casper as the future. That's something I could say with utmost confidence, based on my research of crypto and understanding of, the financial sector and whatnot. I see Casper as the future, and therefore it is my hedge against the financial system and future to be as well for my setting up my life. That's what I see Casper as. I don't see that with Sui or any other project in the space. That's again me personally, though. Maybe a hot take, but memes took over the place of gaming this run. Not even a hot take, actually. I think it's a valid comment. I think it is valid. In saying that, though, I don't think therefore means that games won't do anything. Games may be a bit lackluster this cycle. You see Vulcan Forge is down to, all-time lows. But if Vulcan Forge, theoretically, reached all-time highs this cycle from a $1.25, that's an 100x. Mathson? Is it Mathson? It is Mathson, yeah. Yeah, it's 100x. So, in theory, if Vulcan Forge could reach all-time highs, that's at 100x, that's insane. Doesn't mean it's going to do that. And again, because of the element of maybe memes have taken over given the cycle, taking that into account, again, taking into your risk tolerance. My risk tolerance, therefore, is a lot lower. I'm not putting in, hundreds of thousands of dollars into Vulcan Forge. Maybe a couple hundred at most. But again, it's up to your own financial situation, if you will. Everyone has different amount, and that's why, again, no, everyone has different finances, so there's only so much you can put in. But the fact of the matter is that you're here in this space right now is already a testament to how early we are, and you're going to be here for the big runs. You're here before institutions are, so you've already got an advantage. Proof of stall, yeah, also, yeah, proof of stake, proof of stall, proof of trash, all the same things. Sui is probably going to do a run like Solana. It might do. If that's the case, then you see an 8x from here. That's another $5 donation. Kryptoni, brother. Okay, I'll argue to the end of the world with this one. Tesla isn't backed by liquidity, it's backed by tangible assets. This does not apply to the crypto space. I need to probably go down and see what you're typing about this then. Okay, so Tesla isn't backed liquidity. I mean, yeah, I do get what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Tesla is a Elon's brand, but it's also, cars and or, robots, that sort of stuff. It's actually a product. You can see something behind it. Whereas, proof of stakes are tokens that are created out of thin air. It can be created more out of thin air, that sort of stuff. It's not a liquidity backed thing. It is a liquidity backed thing type thing, but yeah, so Tesla, yeah, my whole premise to make the argument, it was just trying to say, it was not trying, I mean, again, it's comparing apples to oranges there, so maybe it's not a fair comparison to make. Because Tesla cannot be comparable to something like Sui or Ethereum or XRP. My whole premise of making the comment was, I don't necessarily trust Elon. Nothing against the man personally. I just don't necessarily trust Elon. But I do see where he's at, where he is, in this world politically, his power, and I know that therefore there's a good possibility that Tesla will go so much higher, especially after its massive 50+% pullback from its all-time highs. It will go a lot higher. So therefore, despite my lack of trust in Elon Musk, I would most likely invest into Tesla should I choose to get into stocks. And it's my premise to highlight again. I see the cost benefit, despite not necessarily believing in the project or believing in the people behind the project, not trusting. That's pretty bad. It's not. I don't trust smart money because smart money have hidden agendas and they're always looking out for themselves. So I don't trust smart money. That's how I perceive it. I don't trust smart money. Another Tony. Proof of work coins are the only coins that use real assets like miners, electricity, real estate, computational power, and labor to back the price. And that's precisely what, I mean, again, that's $15 donation, Tony. I appreciate it very, very much. And yes, that's also why we have complete faith and belief in proof of work. Proof of work, there's actually a reason to hold it. Proof of stake is people just printing stuff out of thin air. It's no different than actual money we have right now. And that system is corrupt and broken. Hence why we're seeing a crisis right now. When the dollar was a gold-backed currency, it was fine, backed by gold. Proof of work, because gold is something you mine. Bitcoin, something you mine. Casper, something you mine. Proof of work, proof of energy has always been how we judge finance, how we judge money, how it's always should have been. It got lost along the way. And that's why those who see that vision are why we're getting back into proof of work again. Or why we believe Casper could do very, very well. Casper's trying to prove it has technology to compete in the financial sector while staying true to the actual fundamental morals of what we should be judging finance by, which is, putting effort in, getting money out. Proof of work. So yeah, proof of work coins are the only assets with real, with real assets like the miners. Yeah, so miners make up the project, electricity, real estate, all stuff as well. So yeah, I cannot agree more. Again, cannot agree more. I see proof of stakes in these. I see Sui XRP as those as can make money this cycle for me from where they're currently valued at. So hedging my bets, but my belief in them in terms of again just future from this cycle onwards and future money, it's not even holding a flame up to where Casper's at. If I was to give a risk to reward type thing, Casper for me, 10 out of 10. Sui, XRP, these ones, for making gains in cycle, 8 out of 10. For me holding it longer than this cycle, like 1. Like, I'm probably even going to sell everything this cycle besides my Casper. I'll take some profit in Casper, but I'm not going to sell my Casper. Because there's a fundamental difference between Casper and every project in this space. Trilemma solving, proof of work, going to offer real value. It's going to offer real value. And as Paul Van Son stated again, Casper is still hardly known in finance, industry, and broad public worldwide, but they will discover it not through hype stories and false expectations like many proof of stakes do, but through experiencing the true value of security, processor speed, and smarter, clean energy use. Casper's my future. It's our future, and we're here before the 10 BPS, smart contract, stablecoins, Dagnite, the tier 1 listings, the institutional adoption that will come through as well, the KI projects as well. The list goes on, and even then projects from Casper we don't even know about yet. We've not even fathomed about yet. You know, you've got 32 and 100 BPS. Think about what can come after that as well. I'm sure Son Polinsky still... The fact, I'm convinced Son Polinsky and devs and team will focus on making Casper also quantum resistant. I don't see why they couldn't. They're already making the most efficient and innovative application in the space for crypto. They'll make it quantum resistant as well. I'm sure they will do. That's going to be a future goal, though. It's not something to focus on right now. So, again, Casper is in that unique spot, that sweet spot, if you will, before it takes off. It's like investing in the... If we're in a position right now where the financial system is like a caveman using a flint and steel to light a fire, probably not caveman. Let's just say you're in the woods. So if you've got a flint and steel to light a campfire, that's where the finance sector is right now. Crypto is using a lighter to light the fire as opposed to a flint and steel. Casper is electricity. Proof of energy, entropy is explained well in the Casper. Why can't I read that? In the entropy theory video I sent you. Are you talking about the Plan K videos? Because you talk about the Plan K videos, then yeah, I tell you what, I will watch another of them right after the stream's done. I'll promise you that right now. Don't donate to me. You've given me $20 donation, Tony. I thank you so much. Don't send me another one. Just reply in the chat right now, yes, if it's the Plan K thing. And in that case, then I know I'll watch it because you're doing insane right now. And I cannot thank you enough again for the donations, but it's too much. I appreciate it very, very much. Again, thank you much for the $20 in donations. But yeah, I'm assuming it's the Plan case I've been talking about. And again, I'll be watching through them. I'll watch one of them again tonight to again understand the significance of what Casper brings to the space. Again, it's the goal of Casper is to change the world, you know. Now that being said, and I'm waiting for Tony's reply, I will be getting to the macro news before I get into any more questions. I'm sure I missed quite a lot right now. Me and Tony having a nice back and forth. I'm sure you all enjoyed the conversation though. That being said, we've got some very interesting updates, which we can see here. Macro side of things, we can see that the White House says that there will be no unilateral reduction in tariffs against China, basically meaning that they are not going to stop reducing them just off their own back. They have to wait for China to come to them as well and negotiate to reduce the tariffs. So right now they're still going to keep the tariffs as high as they will do, but you know they have admitted they are willing to reduce them if we actually have negotiations. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says China needs to change. The country knows it needs to change. Everyone knows it needs to change. Treasury Secretary Bessent says a full trade deal with China may take 2 to 3 years. So not the best thing to hear. Yes, the Plan K video, I thought so. Okay, I thought so. Well, I'll watch them tonight. I'll watch another one of them tonight, and I'll watch them also tomorrow as well. I'm meant to be playing badminton with my brother tomorrow don't know why I agreed to that. I mean, I'm good at badminton. I'm a sporty, active person, but just I feel like I haven't got the time for it. But I don't speak to him enough. He's normally traveling quite a lot due to his profession, so I figured I'd spend some time with him tomorrow. But I'll watch one of him tonight and more tomorrow. And I appreciate it again, Tony. You are passionate and also far too kind. And I cannot thank you enough. You are a cornerstone to this community and the Coin Factory and Quick Crypto community as well. So thank you very much, my man. And hopefully we'll all be sitting and laughing and all fully convert to 100% Casper in the future when Casper proves itself, which it already has done, but even more so for its institutional grade applications. Applications. Did not hear the voice break. But yeah, this is what Scott Pearson's saying here as well. We've then seen that China apparently says it's open to resuming trade talks with the United States. So looks like after a bit of back and forth kind of uncertainty here, we've seen that they actually are ready to start talking, which is really good to hear, meaning therefore the end of the trade war is close. And if that's the case, we may see Bitcoin make that push above 96k. I think the only thing keeping Bitcoin down right now is the trade war and uncertainty. But if the trade war has been effectively resolved, we could see Bitcoin make a push above this level of support here. And we'll see it go a lot higher as well, which would be very, very good to see. So we're on the cusp of that as well. And his Kobe's letter highlights here over the last 24 hours. Trump says tariffs on China won't be as high as 145%. Will come down substantially, which is really good to hear. Besant said the escalation with China is coming. So we're seeing, again, coming to the end of the trade war. The Wall Street Journal reports that tariffs on China are set to drop 50 to 65%, which is also reassuring. America does not mean America only. So it's just saying we're putting our own benefits first, but not our own benefits alone. This person declines a comment on Wall Street Journal and report 3 about dropping how much they're going to drop it by. So we don't know how much. This is predicted, but it's not confirmed. Besant clarifies Trump is not offering a unilateral decrease in tariffs on China. So saying again, we need to discuss it with them. So it's a lot of still uncertainty. It seems right now that America and China are coming to some form of conclusion. They do want to start coming to some form of agreement, and it's taken some good steps forward. But we don't know how big the correction is going to be. It also could take quite some time to do so as well. I can always tell that you haven't watched the videos because I feel like the entire demeanor about Proof of Stake will change once you watch them. Well, I will watch them. In fact, I will preload one of them up right now, as I'm going to be shutting off soon enough, and I'll start watching through them again. I'll even just do a quick refresher as well, because I watched like the first 2, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. I don't remember how long it was. I think it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So I watched through the rest of them. They're pinned in the. If those who want to find out what Krypton is talking about, he did have the common, the grace of his own blessed heart to link them all in my free community, which you can check out here. If you go to the Casper channel in the free community, it's in the pinned comments right there. You see all the videos there, which talks about, part 1 to 4 about the kind of the Casper endgame series, and then also the Casper entropy theory as well, or entropy theory as well. So I'll be watching them as well, and I'm, I am. You have been nothing but honest and also very logical, Kryptoni. So I do very much believe you, and I'm also not surprised that I would not be surprised if my whole demeanor does change. In saying that, will it stop me from investing in Proof of Stakes this cycle? Again, we'll have to wait and see. I can't make that. I can't say that about watching the videos. My demeanor on Proof of Stakes is not that I trust them at all, just that I can potentially make extra money in the cycle. But my belief has wholeheartedly been with Casper, and pretty much only with Casper. But in the macro news again, yes, kind of still uncertainty right now, but looks like things are coming to an end with China, which is reassuring. How soon, how much the tariffs will come down, we'll have to wait to see. But we're seeing de-escalation, which is good to see. European Bank is warning about Trump's pro-crypto stance could trigger financial contagion that may destabilize Europe's economy, which, Europe does not like Trump at all. We'll see where it goes from here. There's still a lot of uncertainty of Trump right now, but the markets are seemingly making a bit of a recovery right now, which is reassuring. And of course, if it gets too bad, the Fed should start printing money. In more good news, Paul Atkins is set to speak on Friday at the SEC roundtable on crypto trading, which is his first public remarks on digital assets since becoming the chairman. He has been very active so far in helping bring more clarity to the space, which is good to see. SEC's already acknowledged VanEck's filing of a spot AVAX ETF, which is good to see as well. We're seeing again, first stablecoin bill is going to be passing in both chambers, Q3, Q4, which is either right here this quarter or next quarter by August, which is good to see as well. And Paul Atkins will help accelerate that motion as well. At Bitcoin, after seeing the stocks fall off so massively, Bitcoin is now the 5th largest asset in the world by market cap, surpassing that of Google. It's only going to go up further from here as well. It's going to go up further from here. So again, we are in a very prime position for crypto, and the macro side of things are looking a lot better as well, which is reassuring. And Casper, of course, seeing its big game making developments coming out this cycle, is also primed to see a big rally as well, in my personal belief. But again, not financial advice. Welcome back, Go Sui. Hope you're doing very, very well, my man. How much any can coin pump with Binance listing? Again, it depends. Most coins tend to pump on the news, and when the listing actually happens, it kind of dumps. But it's also with most listings for Binance are gifted tokens. For any other, pretty much every project in this space has proof of stake or meme. Proof of stake tokens. They pay the exchange to list the project. They pay them, and then that's why you see normally a pump and then a massive reversal. My trading view is frozen. Cool. You see a pump and then a massive reversal, and most projects they just pay Binance. So then the FOMO goes in, and then it comes down. Casper, though, is unique because it's not proof of stake, it's proof of work. They don't pay for listings. So Casper's pump from Binance may be more organic and better because Binance are going to make sure it actually goes up. They want it to go up because they're going to want to list it and make money off it. So how high, I guess we don't know. This was Bybit. So maybe Binance will do more. We have to wait and see again. And you've got Coinbase and OKX as well, so more listings as well. So why haven't Grayscale said anything about Casper? Smart money do what smart money do. No one can attest to what they're trying to do right now. They're probably playing a little game. that's the best thing I can say about it. Maybe playing a little game. I don't know. All I know is I did see this earlier. They were there. I showed proof of that. And now they're not. So what the reason for that is, I don't know. But I'm sure with Casper being what it is and what they're bringing out, they will be talking about Casper again soon enough. Why doesn't Grayscale give a reason for removing Casper under consideration? I don't know, but I wish they could as well. I really do, but they haven't done it. And that is very, very frustrating. Jerry, brother. Oh, you didn't mean to do that. Can I? My PC is bricking out right now. I'm trying to see if I can. Jerry just sent a $1.99 donation, which I appreciate it. I'm trying to see if if you didn't mean to do that, I'll see if I can refund you. But I don't even know if I actually can. I truly don't know. I'm trying to see if I can. Let me quickly just check if it is possible. My PC, I'll be honest, my PC is actually struggling. Oh, okay, you just sent two. Oh, so you meant to do one and ask me a question. Okay, well, I guess thank you very much for the $4 donation, Jerry, man. Let me quickly load the chat up again. Oh, no refund. Okay, well, I appreciate very, very much, brother, for the $4 donation. Just look at the next message. Okay, I will do, brother. So we quickly just load this up. Do that, and then look at that. Okay, perfect. There you go. So what is your lowest capital prediction? Okay, well, this one I am okay doing with because I don't like doing price predictions typically. Because I think, again, it can be quite a skewed mindset. I think capital is going to be a deflationary asset that's going to keep going up in time as time goes on. But I think, for me, Casper, with it, where it's at right now at 10 cents, I think Casper can quite comfortably go up. The way I perceive it, right? The way I perceive it is, look at crypto total market cap. Right? Crypto total market cap right now, you can see it's just short of 3 trillion. I personally believe you can see it reach 6 from here, 2x, with Bitcoin reaching a 3 trillion market cap, 3.5 trillion market cap. So my question therefore is, how much of this market cap can Casper attain? Would it attain 1%? If it's 3 trillion market cap, that'd be a 30 bill market cap. Will it be more than that? If it's 30 bill market cap, if Casper can get 1% of Bitcoin's total market cap, that's going to be around a $1.30. If it gets less than if it gets more than 1%, it'll be more so. If it's less, then it's less. You know. So, the way I perceive it is, I think this cycle Casper should be able to attain 1% of Bitcoin total market cap. So it depends on Bitcoin. That's my way of perceiving it. So that's just me personally. Again, you know, I don't try and talk about price prediction very much with Casper right now, or in general anymore, because I think again it can be quite a misconception, and therefore makes you make, you know, emotional. I think focusing on price can make you make emotional decisions most of the time. That's why I stopped talking about it. And even now, I'm not stating exactly where I think Casper can go, because I don't want to draw that mindset back in. But I do want to say that my prediction for Casper is, because it's like Bitcoin in a sense, based on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin reaches X amount of market cap, I think Casper should be able to attain at least 1% on the market cap this cycle. So if Bitcoin only reaches 2 trill, which means it stops at 100k, which is going to go higher than that, Casper will only get 20 bill. Even then, 20 bill from where it's at right now is still almost a 10x. But that's just me personally. Again, it's not financial advice once more, so always do your own research. Oh wait, no, it's not done that. Okay, so unfortunately, because I did okay, for some reason a lot of the chats are not letting me scroll up now, which is very frustrating. So I've missed some questions. I won't be able to preload them on the screen, therefore, but I will try and answer some of the questions at least, if I can scroll up high enough. But my PC is wanting to do that thing where it just stops properly working. Alright, there you go, live chat, go up. Oh, it's just not actually letting me do it. Okay, so my PC is just bricking right now. Okay, so if you ask me any questions from way back, I apologize, because it's not letting me go back anymore, and I don't know why. The last message I can see is from Lighter talking about proof of stakes equal company, and that is true. What makes Sui different from Solana? Why people use Sui over Solana? Is just a promise of being faster technology, basically. If you asked a question beforehand, or, you know, said your grace is saying hello Jay, I do apologize, because I now can't go further up, because YouTube is so good, and I love YouTube. But if you ask the question, then either re-ask it quickly, or I will save it for next time, and I'll promise you to get around to the question next time round as well. Apologies for that. Just had a mishap with my PC feeding, and my chat just capitulating once again. But I'll get to the questions real quickly as well. So yes, difference between, you know, Sui and Solana is just Sui being the promise of being the next Solana but faster. It's kind of, on the surface at least, there's no difference. It's just the same project but slapped with better technology. So that's all it really is. And then even the ASIC miners that use Casper are smaller than Bitcoin miners, right? I can't personally attest to that. Panic, they're the same size. Okay, there you go. Kryptoni is one of the miners, so he will know better than I do. So again, that's why I have the free community here. For stuff that I don't know, you have the devoted and well-experienced and logical members who also can answer that as well. So if you want to find out and ask more questions, then you can check that out, because we all try to help each other out there to learn more about the space as well. So yeah, the miners aren't smaller than Bitcoin miners, they're the exact same. Just adding to Kryptoni, Jay, you won't regret watching the Planking series, the Entropy one. They're 10 out of 10. I mean, yeah, I don't even know what to say to it. Besides, I'm just sorry I've not watched them yet, and I can tell Kryptoni's like, stop keeping Mr. Miles locked up and just stop watching the videos, please, or at least share it with him. You know, I can tell he's feeling that. I can see it, and I can only apologize for my ignorance and not watching them yet, but I will watch them. And again, the moment I close stream off in the next few minutes, I will put one of them on and start going through the series again. And again, just trying to understand and learn more, and most likely will convert me to a fully Casper only maxi. Who knows? Will I only hold Casper? In the future, I imagine so. In this current cycle, I would like to say it's unlikely. But the plan came in may change my mind. I'll have to give it a look. And I do promise you, I'm putting one on right now, right here and now. Grayscale with Casper again. I cannot say exactly why. We did talk about it earlier in the stream about what happened. Maybe it was a mistake. right now or beforehand. But for me, again, they'll add it back soon. It's still got mantra here, for example. So, you know, this is evidently not the best one because it shouldn't have mantra there. After mantra see a massive correction, it shouldn't be there at all. Check live chat again. Oh, okay. Thank you very much again for the $2 donation again, Joey. I have 1.6 million Casper, and only Casper and Kango and Nacho, a couple of thousand worth. Should I let some go or diversify to keep Casper? Not financial advice, of course. Okay. Okay, so you have 1.6 million Casper, and only Casper and Kango and Nacho and a couple of thousand worth of course, should I let some go and keep diversify or keep buying? Not financial advice, of course. Okay, well, yeah, of course, not financial advice. Do what's best for you, brother, ultimately. And for me, the way I perceive it is Casper for me is going to do well this cycle. That's how I believe. That's what I feel like. And with it, the memes, in particular the big ones like Nacho and Kango, will rally up with it. Right now, they're not doing well because Casper's not really doing much. But when Casper does well, it gets tier 1 listings, and then these get listings, these memes will likely do very, very well. At least from this company. If you're getting them right now, 12 or 5 mil, you know, people are saying 1 bill Nacho. And, you know, the theory behind that is these memes are meant to take, like Nacho, for example, is meant to take 5 to 10% of Casper's total market cap. So if Casper gets a 25 bill market cap, Nacho by logic to do 2.5 to 5 bill market cap. Will Nacho reach 1 bill? We don't know. Memes are very volatile. It's very hard to judge. But even if Nacho went to 100 million, that's still almost a 10x from here. Kango, 50. Again, that's still almost 10x from here. These, I think, can go much higher the cycle. So you do what's best for you, brother, ultimately. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor. You've got a very, very healthy Casper bag. Very healthy indeed. If you want to diversify, do what's best for you. But proof of works, Casper is one of the safest, if not the safest in the space right now. You've got to do your own research. And if you want to diversify, you've got to do what's best for you. But for me, I do hold other assets in this space besides just Casper. But when I'm stacking my bags extra, particularly, it's mainly just Casper I stack my bags into more so. When I DCA, it's pretty much only Casper. On the occasion, I might add a little bit more into one of my other holdings. But it's very rare. It's pretty much only Casper because I see more conviction in it. And, you know, a lot more belief in it. And it's safer. And I think it's got the high potential as well. And then I'll also be getting more into these as well when I deem the time is right. I mean, it's still early in it. Again, this is so undervalued right now. And they're going to have big lists. I mean, Nacho and Kango, I'm pretty sure they've announced they've got big listings that are on the sidelines waiting for capital to recover. So, do what's right for you, brother. But I personally believe if you are lacking conviction, just wait on the sidelines. If you have conviction, then if you want to buy more, buy more. Or I guess you can take out. But I mean, for me, if I'm lacking conviction, like when I was doing the dumping, I was taking out my holdings, putting it into stable coins. So I was just holding stables. And then when the market got better again, I started DCAing back at the bottom. If that answers your question, brother. Then moved it again. It was there in the morning at 9 a.m. Asset under consideration. Now it's gone. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. I checked it this morning as well. I checked it at 4 a.m. when I saw the post and it was there. And now it's gone. So I don't know what's happened. I wish I took a screenshot of the last update as well, so I could see what happened. But it's just seemingly gone now. This one's been updated at the 10th of April, so it's 2 weeks old almost. What's up, Ali bro? Hi, I'm not sure if you answered my question earlier. I just came back to the stream. But can I know how much Casper you hold? I do personally not disclose my holdings of any crypto project because I deem that as private information. Of course, if people want to explain how much they have, they can express it. If people want to express how much they're holding, that's up to them. Me personally, I deem that as a private matter, so I don't talk about how much I hold. There was one stream a very, very long time back where I did I did express what category I was in, and I said I'm not going to do that again. To answer how much I think I need to be a millionaire's bull run, well, again, put it into perspective. If Casper reaches $1, you need $1 million, or 1 million Casper even. If Casper reaches 2, you need 500,000 Casper. So it depends on how high you think Casper's going to go to. And then it goes back into the whole promise of, yeah, can Casper reach 1% of Bitcoin's total supply, or market cap even. So Bitcoin reaches 3 trillion market cap. Casper reaches 1% of that. That's a 30 bill market cap. Therefore, it'd be about a $1.30. So therefore, by that logic, you need about, what, 700,000 Casper to be a millionaire this cycle? But again, Casper could exceed expectations because what they're developing is truly innovative. You're going to see the KI launching their products to Casper this cycle as well for their institutional clients. You'll see institutional adoption coming in for the first time ever in August. The amount of capital we're going to see flow into the space is going to be excessive. And they're also tapping the stablecoin market. Stablecoin market cap right now is about 215 billion. That's projected to be, I think, 2 trillion by 2028. So that's a 10x in market cap for stablecoins in the next 3 years. And Casper's going to be a part of that with their infrastructure. So again, there's so many factors to take into account. That's why I try to skew away from price predictions, because it's so hard to really determine where it's going to go, because there's so much to take into account. And again, I'm not the smart money, so I can't say for sure. So my prediction is just purely that Casper's going to go a lot higher from here. The only thing I will say with confidence every time is Casper's going to surpass all-time highs. That's the thing I will say. Casper will surpass all-time highs this cycle. Jerry, I'd start by sending me. Oh yeah. Also, you could do that as the real PG jokes about there as well. Thank you, brother. I'm not sending Casper. That's my hope. But it's all good, brother. Hopefully that helps answer your question. And yeah, keep your conviction strong, man. If you're losing conviction, all I can say is keep doing research. Don't be emotional. Be logical. You can find out more information in the free Discord community there. Equally, streams here every day hopefully help out in your FOMO conviction as well. With that being said, I've got some Plan K videos to watch right now. Have a great day. Good evening and good night. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Share with your friends for more. If you want to find out more, check out the free community or equally the VIP group. Talk about a lot more institutional insight in there as well, alongside trade alerts, educational information and video tutorials and whatnot. There's a lot more to provide in the VIP group as well, bob.com/Quantum Factory. Check it out if you want to. 7-day free trial as well, so you get in for free when it wants to load. Have a great day, good evening and good night. I have some Plan K videos to watch and help.